is low.
Yeah.
Can you guys
I think
raise
it's fine.
it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But hey, just vibe.
Right.
Just vibe. Sorry.
This is new with
Yeah.
us.
But hi.
Hello.
Hey, you guys. What's up? Welcome back.
Welcome back to our channel.
Episode 5.
Yes.
Episode 5. Cinco.
Episode 5. As always, we're going to recap our week and then obviously recap what we talked about in the last episode. Last episode, it was about romanticizing your life. Shout out to Giselle, because I feel like out of all three of us, girl, you're like running
She
with
really
that.
is.
Oh, girl. Yeah, romanticizing my life this week, I feel like, aside from being the main character, it's so stepping out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Between going to the Filipino Enough event, going to their Kasama Circle for the first time, which shout out to them. Love you guys. You guys are now supporting the pod. So obviously, shout out. I did that, met so many like amazing women there. And I was even telling Jerry, like the founder, I told her, I was like, you know what? I was sitting in my car for 20 minutes before it started. And I was literally just like recording on my phone to try to take my mind off of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I'm anxious. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel. And I'm like, what if I go in there and everybody already knows each other and like everyone's already talking? And I was like, should I like just not go?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're already here. We drove all the
Yeah.
way to the freaking east side from up here in Sky Canyon. Dude, that's a drive.
That is.
So I'm like, I might as well go. Went. Everyone's super cool, so sweet. Everybody's like really open and warm. And yeah, and I was really happy to like have gone. And now like I feel like I made like new friends and that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. And then, oh, these slides. So today I went to my first Pilates class. I went to Parley with Baddies Love Coffee. I went to her Pilates and coffee event this morning. Y'all, I don't know what I thought I was getting into. That shit was like, I mean, it was it, but it was not it for my body. Like, I feel like I was like, oh yeah, you can go. It's like a cute like event. You know what I mean?
Cutesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Minimal effort-ish.
yeah, like I was thinking it's like stretches and, you know, like kind
Yeah.
of just like balance work, you know what I mean? And because I was thinking it wasn't going to be like super like high intensity type shit. And granted, I mean, it was a pretty like beginner friendly event. Y'all, beginner friendly was not where I was at. I feel like I was on the bench. So within like the first like 5-10 minutes, and I feel like everybody warns you that like, oh, you know, your body's going to start like shaking and all that.
Yeah.
Dude, I started shaking like within 5 minutes. And when the instructor, Coach Les, shout out to you, when she was like, okay, everybody like get on your mat. We're going to take a seat and do something. Girl, I was like, if I sit down, I'm not getting back up. So you're lucky I made it through the entire class. That was really my goal. I haven't worked out in quite a bit, so I just kind of wanted to get back out there, try it out. And I told Hope, I was like, I'm thinking about whether or not I want to like continue Pilates. If I don't continue Pilates, I do want to kind of get back into like working out.
Yeah.
And I feel like the class helped me realize I want to do like a class setting, class
Yeah.
environment, at least to get back into it. And then maybe I could start working solo again.
Yeah.
But yeah, my week.
I mean, that's good though. I do the other night when we were talking about the Filipino event that you went to, I do like the fact how you were saying that you're not used to community. So that's
Very
another
much.
reason why it was a little weird for you to like go to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice because obviously like you guys didn't grow up here in Vegas. Like I like, you know, so I think I have more of an attachment to Vegas than you guys do. But I think like you doing that and finding like your people and all that stuff like does kind of help you feel more settled in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like aside from obviously like you guys, really the only other people I for sure knew here in Vegas were obviously my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like obviously you see your family and stuff, but it's not the same like core circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of community that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So when I told Hope about the event, I was like, yeah, I didn't realize I was like craving a community that I never really had. Like I didn't know you could miss something that you never had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I really loved it, and I'm like super looking forward to going to more events with them and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Dude, that's nice. I wish I could, because even like Latina, I feel like there's a lot of Latina groups. But with me, my culture is LA.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so different. You know, I grew up so different from like any like regular like Latinos and Chicanos.
Yeah.
So I feel like I wish if someone's out there, reach out to me if you guys want to do like a little Latino.
Girl,
Chicano.
I know some people. I got you.
Yeah, like
I know
people
people.
from LA specifically, like South Central, Inglewood, Gardena. Like we need to start something because that would be really nice.
Yeah.
I had one friend, Ariel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was also from like LA, South Central. So I feel like with her, we bonded right away because it's like we get each other. We went to the same high school, like everything. So I feel like I need that. I
Yeah.
miss that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, speaking of finding people who like, you know, kind of came from the same place you
Yeah.
did, I met somebody at the Filipino event
shit.
that when
Yeah.
we talked after the event was over, we exchanged like socials. Obviously, we started texting. Hi, Lex. Just so you know, have you a little shout out. Come to find out, yeah, like we both grew up, she grew up in West Covina. Obviously, you guys know my
nice.
parents are like
Yeah.
out there. So I was like, dude, the chances, you know, small world.
Yeah. I mean, Vegas is a very small city. I know a lot of people think it is huge. It's small. Because obviously, like California, LA, like you can get from one city to another and to another and to another.
Yeah.
You can get from Henderson and Las Vegas by just stepping over a street.
Yeah.
Or Summerlin to Las Vegas by literally going over a highway.
True.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it's not as big as you think. And I think because Vegas is so transient, it is hard to like make friends for people
Yeah.
who didn't grow up here.
Yeah, like the longevity of friends.
Yes. But then transients think that Las Vegas is it's like hard to make friends because like they're like not nice or whatever. It's not that. It's just that look at the lifestyle of Vegas. Like Vegas is not a like homey like type of thing. Like you literally party, you drink,
Gamble.
right? You gamble. Like nightlife is a thing. Like it's very fast paced. Because I saw the difference when I moved to Texas, and I was like, wait a second, this is like weird. I was like, stuff actually closes. Like what?
Stuff closing is
That's true.
crazy.
Yeah, because
That's true.
I moved before the pandemic, so like I'm used to stuff 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there it's like we close, and I'm like, close. It's 9:00. What do you?
Well, you think about it, like when we went for our Disney LA trip and we went to Villains, we were like, oh yeah, can we take these like alcohol drinks to go? Yeah. That's a Vegas thing.
That's a
That's how
Vegas
you know
thing.
we've lived in Vegas.
Literally.
Oh, yeah.
And then I just remember Amelia's like, you can't do that here. It's not just, you
Yeah.
know, like you can't
Like we're in
take alcohol.
California.
You just
So,
can't take
yeah.
it to go.
Culture shocks.
Yes. Yeah. So it is nice that I think Vegas has gotten a lot more event based to where they are trying to bring like a lot of people together. Like I know Baddies with Coffee, like they do
Yeah,
a lot
shout
of
out to
their
them.
Yeah,
like,
shout out to them.
coffee.
They've been she literally probably said it at the event today. They just hit, I believe, like 10,000 like followers. So I was like, first of all, period.
Yeah.
They've also, I mean, I guess relatively new. They've been up and running for less than a year. Like
Oh,
I
that's
think
good.
like 10, 11 months.
Dang.
So, I mean, also, first of all, like 10,000 like followers in general. And I'm assuming majority of them being here from
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
That is huge.
So goals, that's kind of where I want to get to
Right.
if I start my own social group.
Yeah.
So just now.
You give her ideas so she can get there.
Literally.
So yeah, we talked about romanticizing your life, finding your voice as a woman in 2025. Obviously, the three of us have worked on creating boundaries, going to therapy in some sorts, and stepping out of your comfort zone, because that can kind of help you like find your people. So we really want to talk about how we got there, because it's not like you just woke up the next day and decided to find a whole new like people and you're this new person. Like it does take a bit to kind of get there to allow like people to come in. Cause like for me, for example, it's hard for me to let people in and trust people because people can betray you and vice versa. Like I have not been the nicest friend to people either. Like I will admit that, but I'm human and I've learned mistakes and stuff. So it is hard to like find your community. And I think because I'm in like a different part of my life where I'm at an age where everybody's married and they have kids. I'm not there. I'm not married and I don't have kids and I don't want to have kids. So it is a little hard for me because I show up to birthday parties all the time by myself.
Yep.
You know, like going to weddings and going to like bridal showers and like going to baby showers, like all of this stuff. Like it is hard as a single person to do that. So it has been a goal of mine to step out and do that, but it's taken me a lot to get there. Like it's not something I just woke up one day and was like, I'm going to go hang out with
Hey,
people
yeah.
I've never met before. You know, and like obviously like most of my friends that I have, I've met through work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Same.
Right. And even some of my other friends that like live in Texas, or my friend Danielle who moved to Texas, like I met her through work. So it's not easy to find people no matter where you're at. So I guess we're going to try to give you a how-to to
Yeah.
find your people and
A
kind of
guide?
get there. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
guide. And kind of what that takes is like personal work, but also like doing stuff like finding events, trying to create event for people who obviously moved here from LA too. So where would you guys say is the first place to start when it comes to finding your people?
Ooh.
I would start like social media like you're doing. Yeah,
Honestly,
it's
yeah.
a hard one for
I
me.
feel like that's huge, especially here in Vegas. And the people I've talked to, you know what I mean, through like networking and things. I asked them, same. Amy is also one. She runs Amiga Movement here in Vegas. Their launch party is actually going to be like next week, and I'm going to that. I asked her like how did that come? Like how did you kind of start? You know what I mean? And she was explaining to me like she still has a 9 to 5. She does that. She has like a side business as well, and she also runs this whole like social group and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how did that start? And she kind of was explaining it to me a little bit that one of her passions now is Pilates, clearly.
Yeah.
But she said that she kind of saw that there was almost kind of like a lack, you know what I mean, of like Latinas who were really into like fitness and into Pilates specifically. And I guess I think it was like friends or something, were telling her that some Pilates studios were opening on the east side. So it's like, oh yeah, come by, check it out, you know what I mean? And I feel like she kind of started doing what we do. Like if you go places, you just kind of film, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
To say if you liked it or not, you know? And she went there, saw that it was great, posted about it. And so many people had such a good reaction to it that it's like hey, I've been thinking about doing this. Like, how do I go about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And naturally people are like drawn to you that
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean? And I love her. I really like the way like she goes about reaching out to people and talking to people because she's still very grounded, right? And even for her, she's pretty like noticeable in like that Latina scene here in Vegas. She's so personable. She was at the event today. Still goes to talk to everybody, says hi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like finding your community, it's like just going out to do the things that one you want to do and be open enough to share that. You know what I mean? Share those experiences. Because yeah, some people are still too scared to do it themselves. You know what I mean? Even like this podcast, I feel like
Yeah.
anybody any of the events that I go to, I talk about this podcast. And so many people find it so interesting. You know what I mean? They don't know a whole bunch of people who do a podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, like they're drawn to it, you know? So if you want to build a community, I feel like just having something that maybe other people aspire to, right?
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, social media I feel like is one of the places for people to aspire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I think it is like you were saying, like going to fitness classes. Cause like, that's like a good thing to do. Like I don't know if you guys have heard ClassPass. I told you guys
Yes.
probably about it, but like you can download it. Like there's different like, gyms and like stuff. So I did like yoga, Pilates. I think I did boxing.
oh, period.
So like I did that. Like you get a certain amount of credits. You try it for like 14, 15 days. And then you, if you want to like do the membership, it's like $70 a month, but it's enough to where you can go like once or twice a week. So if you kind of think about it, it's actually not that bad because most places charge like $20, $30
Yeah.
for
I
like
was
a
about to say
single
that.
class. So like in 2 classes, it's already like the price of like what the membership is.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that. I think there's enough coffee shops or like matcha bars in Las Vegas to where you could go and do that too. And it is
Yeah.
a little frightening to like sit there, eat by yourself, like whatever.
Literally me at Urban Matcha the
Yeah.
other day.
Yeah. Like it is a little like nerve wracking, but I mean, like I said, there's steps to kind of getting there. So another question for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you guys questions. What would be like, because obviously like all you have like social anxiety, right? You were nervous because you're like, I don't know, like if they
Yeah.
know each
Yeah.
other, like what do you feel like would help people kind of get there? Like what could they do to kind of
Like actually make it into the door. And, yeah.
Ripping off that Band-Aid, I
Yeah.
would say. Just
Huge one.
doing it, you know? Yeah, I just have horrible social anxiety, and I don't know if you guys know me on a personal level. I'm always doing this
Yeah.
because my
Oh, I do
anxiety
that with
is
my ring.
so bad.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, I'm kind of like still working on it, especially because I've made a lot of friends and then it doesn't work out. So I feel like I'm also scared to like make
A little
new
jaded.
friends.
Yeah.
You
Makes
know,
sense.
but I don't know. I'm just so antisocial. Like I love staying home alone.
Girl, I mean, you pay mortgage. I mean,
I know,
you
facts.
enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I agree. I feel like ripping off the Band-Aid, I think a huge thing, even for today, like I said, I told you guys I was
Yeah.
so nervous going to this Pilates class.
Yeah.
One, because it's something I'd never done before, but two, it's like, it was first of all, it's a full class, you guys. Like, it was like 30-ish people, give or take. And like in a dance studio,
Yeah.
obviously everybody's there to do Pilates. And I went there in my early self, obviously I was there like 30 minutes early. And all of like the doubt was in there and was like, oh, well, what if everybody knows each other, right? What if everybody is already experienced and, in
Yeah.
Pilates and whatever? What if everybody's like wearing like, the cute outfits and like, you're just kind of pulling up in like workout clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of those were popping up. And same, I feel like I sit in my car every time and I'm like, fuck, like, should I even go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could go home and nobody would know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, let me rip off the Band-Aid. Let me just fucking go. Went in there, found my spot, got my shit together. And as soon as the class started, I think Coach Les even said it, was to like get out of your own head, you know what I mean? And just focus on you. You're doing it to better yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had that, almost like that audience where you feel like everyone's looking at you and like judging you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially as being like a bigger girl in a fitness class is always fucking awkward. I don't care what kind of fitness class it is. It's always weird. But I literally just kind of tuned it out. I feel like everybody is focused on their own shit. You know what I mean? And I was like, as long as I knew I was doing my best, that was fine for me.
Yeah.
And luckily, I mean, meeting people, the two girls that were actually like kind of diagonal from me, we were all kind of accountability partners in that class.
Yeah.
And then in the social hour after the class was done, we talked, we grabbed like matcha drinks, we got the flowers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, they follow the podcast now. So, I mean, I feel like, yeah, finding your community in like events that you're interested in, you know what I mean? If it's fitness, if it's art, if you want to go to an art exhibit or take a class, I feel like, yeah, just get out there. You know what I mean? Do things that are interesting to you so it's not as scary.
True. And it's also find people who enjoy the things that you do too.
Yes.
Because like if you have like friends who are not down to try like stuff with you, it makes it a little bit harder to get out there too.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's important to find your people and to like recognize like green flags in friends, red flags in friends, creating those boundaries with friends. Cause sometimes like, again, coming from experience, like some people drain you as friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Tell me about it.
Like
They just suck the energy out.
yeah.
Vampires.
Yeah. So it's like, so for, I guess, like people who are trying to find their people, here's another question. I feel like we should do like a quick fire, like question for this
And array
one.
just
So like for people who are trying to find their people or for people who are trying to let go of toxic people, what could they do to let go, find new people, kind of step away? Like what would be the advice you would give them?
I have a good one.
girls say it.
So mine would be, if you're trying to step away from toxic people to make space for new people.
Yeah.
It was funny. I actually told somebody that we worked with at Massage Envy this. I was like, look at your current friend circle.
Oh, I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look
I
at your
know
current
this.
friend circle and think about what draws you to them. What aspect of their life, whether it's work, whether it's family, whatever, what part of their life do you wish you had, right? What would they teach you that you want to know? And if you go through your friend list and it's like, well, fuck, I don't really have anything,
Yeah.
Like low-key, I'm like the best one in the group. Like, let's say, right?
Yeah.
You need new friends. Like, I feel like you should always surround yourself with people who are aspirational. There's something about them that you want to learn personally to make you a better person. If you don't have that, slowly you need to start trickling off because I feel like they're stunning your growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's examine your friend circle. Examine the people that are closest to you first.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you say you have social anxiety, which I kind of still don't believe.
Really?
Because when I met you, you were quiet, but I think it's also because you were new
Yeah.
to like the group and you were new to Las Vegas. So like that's what I kind of figured. But you've come out of your shell a lot. I don't know if it's just
I was gonna say with us.
no, not even just with us, but even doing the podcast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone who has social anxiety, obviously we're talking about our personal
Yeah.
lives. You're seeing us on camera. You come out like in this podcast.
Because I'm with you guys.
It's the power of the mic. We
It's
talked
the
about
power
it.
of the mi- I would say It's just, I don't know. God, honestly.
The Lord.
Okay.
The Lord, seriously. Just like, you know, something that does help me whenever I'm out and I'm starting to feel very like anxious. I don't know. I feel like it depends where I'm at
Okay.
and who I'm with,
I felt that.
Okay.
you know? But I feel like something that has helped lately is just like, you know, count for things that you see, for things that you can touch,
Yeah.
you know, for things that you could smell. So I feel like that also helps.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like because I am with Alex, like he's my emotional support human. So it's like whenever I'm with him, it's like, I don't care, girl. Like, you know, you're in my brain. Like, I'm just going to follow you, you know?
Yeah.
But I would say God, seriously, because
Yeah.
my anxiety was so bad to the point that like I would literally, like when I was like out in events, I would go to the restroom a lot and just take deep breaths. And I would like, I felt like I wanted to cry
Yeah.
because I was just like, oh my God. But I feel like just God, seriously, because I would pray every night and be like, God, like, you know my goals that I have, especially with like my social media for like my Disney content creation. I'm like, I eventually need to meet people.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's God, definitely. And a lot of therapy,
Yeah.
lots and lots of therapy.
But I'm with Hope. Like, I mean, yeah, like, because obviously when we met, clearly we had met through work and through Hope.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had social anxiety. I mean, I feel like everybody
I'm
does.
good
to
at
like
masking. I will say that.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
I
I was
mean-
like, I think to a degree, everybody has a little bit.
Yeah.
You know. Like clearly, like all the stuff I go to, anxious as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I didn't know you had social anxiety until literally maybe like a year or two ago.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Same.
shit.
Cause like I thought you were
I think
kind of just like a reserved person. Like I didn't think you
I
had
am very
anxiety.
reserved,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was until you actually started talking about it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
talking
when.
about it.
Yeah.
I would say that. Yeah, talking about it.
Mhm.
and feeling like comfortable
Yeah.
enough to talk about it with other people. So then that way, not so much so then that way it's like clicks like, oh, that's what's wrong with you. But it's like, no, like you feel comfortable enough to share it with us
Yeah.
now.
And to be
because-
with people, because there, like you said, there's some people that you don't feel comfortable being yourself with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
So I feel like you guys are my only friends. So that's why I feel like I'm so open with you guys because you guys know everything, you know?
We know.
And I feel like with Alex too. So it's like, you guys are like my emotional support people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And I feel like outside of you guys, I mean, I have friends, but yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I really do. I feel like completely up to you. I definitely feel like you would find a lot of like positive people in like some of those social groups.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if they were God centered too, because I think
Yes.
for you that
I
does
think that's
matter.
huge.
That does matter a lot.
Yeah. Because I mean, no shade to anybody who doesn't like believe in like God or religion or have some type of higher source or power that they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But like you just vibe different with people who get you in that sense.
Yes. Agreed.
Versus with people that like don't.
Or they judge you like, you know, they're too
Yeah.
judgy.
Yeah.
I feel like something that I would also like to do, I'm like, I don't know, baddies love Jesus, you know? A little
Period.
group like that.
I
you
could see
know?
you leading Bible studies.
Right.
I just see
could
her
totally
saying
see
baddies
that.
for the Lord.
You know,
Right.
I mean, hey, I was a religious education teacher.
I was literally about to say that.
So it's like,
Hey,
You
there
know,
you
and
go.
there's
There's
a lot
your
of
social
people.
group.
A lot of people have been looking for that
Yeah.
too. Like from the
Yes.
videos, it's like they want to have friends who aren't with the nightlife. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Who are trying to go to coffee houses, who are trying to go to Bible studies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's definitely the groups.
and I feel like it's hard in Vegas because when I used to work at Sephora, like almost everyone that I worked with loved that nightlife.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was just me who was just like, no, but I just want to stay home.
Girl,
And-
live your senora life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's
love
okay.
being a senora. And I remember that at that time, I think I was like 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls were like, but you're young. I'm like, but I'm married.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Different ball
girl.
game.
Yeah, not for the
yeah,
streets.
I'm like, I'm not for the
yeah.
streets, girl. Like, I'm a whole ass Rapunzel. Like, I was
She's
at
like,
home.
let me stand in the tower.
Literally, I was. Like, I was. Because my mom was so strict. Like, she would
Mm-hmm.
not play those games.
Mama Ale looks like
Like,
she would have
she
been like
would
about
not.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl, my curfew was like 7.
Ooh, no, honey.
And if I had to go out, like with friends, my older sister had to be there. Shout out to Carolina. She had to go with me.
Mm.
She was very like that.
My dad was strict, but he wasn't that strict.
No, girl, my mother was strict.
Yeah, I remember my dad was pretty strict too. I think also I was also trying to like hang out like later, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember one time my dad told me that I had to be back at the house by like 6. And I was like, we were gonna grab like dinner, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
first of all, we got out of school at like 3.
Yeah.
God forbid we went to like, let's say like did sports or something. We get off like
Yeah.
4:30. Like, where are we going?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come back by 6.
But
so
also, I grew up in LA.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
I grew up in Inglewood. So yeah, the scene.
Oh
at
yeah, you
night,
definitely were home by 7:30.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, I grew up here. So like my dad was strict
Yeah.
to where like I remember in high school there was 2 parties going on in the weekend. And and I went to one party, right? And I was like, okay, cool. And then like the next day I was getting ready for the other party. And my dad's like, where are you going? I was like,
Dude.
I have another party. And he's like, you're not going. He's like, you went to a party yesterday. And I was like, it's the same people. It's
Dude.
fine. He's like,
Oh my
no.
God.
When I tell you I was fully dressed, hair, makeup,
Yeah.
Out the door.
Stilettos,
Yeah, out the door.
yes, honey. Like I was like, I am ready. And my dad's like, no. And I was like crushed. I remember laying in my sister's bed. I was like,
She was ready to pop and lock it and drop it.
right.
For real.
Yeah.
For someone's son out here.
Right.
Not in high school. Anyways. Not with these people I went to high school with. You watch the podcast. Sorry, but it's true.
No, but you know what's crazy? It's so funny that you say that. My parents were also like that. If I went out like the Friday night and then I was supposed to hang out Saturday, you went out yesterday.
Yeah.
Where you go? Yeah, where are you going?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
What am I doing at the house?
Right.
They're like, no, you're always out. You're always just gallivanting. You know, Filipino people.
Yeah.
You know, like with God knows who. And I'm like, you know who I'm with.
Literally. You picked me up
Yeah.
from the house.
Yeah, like you. And it's either okay. So they would. The only caveat to that would be like if I was going to a friend's house.
Yeah.
Do we like know their parents? Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Back when people actually went to other people's houses.
Right. Can I have the parents' phone number, which is the
Yeah.
house number? That's
Yep,
how you knew
that
you
was-
were there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like things like that. And I just thought that was so funny how many people have had that same experience.
Yeah.
That's how you knew you had strict parents because you
Yeah.
couldn't just keep going out.
Yeah. And then I turned 18 and went wild and crazy. Crazy.
Dude, I remember specifically Jocelyn had told me one time, very like hypocritical, but she would flip on the coin whenever. It's either I'm always at home, I never go out, you're just like, you know, you're lazy, just,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. You don't do anything. Versus, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then I'm gonna go out with like coworkers, like
Yep.
whatever. Go out to like dinner and stuff. Oh, you're never home. You're always out.
Girl.
You're in the streets. And I'm like,
I can
in
hear
what
my dad saying it
streets?
now.
I'm like, in what streets? I was like in Roland Heights. If you guys are from California, you guys know where that's at. I was there. We're getting boba. Like, calm
Right.
down.
We're going to Applebee's,
Yeah,
Chili's.
Chili's.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, especially
Yeah.
because like at the time when I was working in the laser tag, what I told you guys, we got out pretty late on like weekends, you know, clearly. So we're out maybe like 10, 11. But right there on Kalima and Roland Heights, it's like all like tea houses, all like
Yeah.
late night food, like Asian food places. So clearly we're gonna go like grab dinner. You know what I mean? And after a while, like they were super cool with it. You know what I mean? They understood like I do that after work now. But I'm just like, you guys know where I go.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I keep you guys informed. Like I text you guys, like I'll call you guys, like, hey, I'm on the way home, whatever. They don't answer anyway. They sleep.
Yeah.
Clearly they're not bothered enough to stay up.
Girl, my only outings was just Plaza Mexico. If you know, you know.
We know, girl.
You know? But it's because like I grew up in LA, so like during the time, girl, it was very dangerous. Like the C's and B's were very, very active at 3. So it makes sense why. It makes
She said not 3 a.m. in the morning.
no 3 p.m. y'all. Like I remember, girl, the PTSD was real. Like we would rush, like because my mom worked at like the elementary school that I went to. We would rush home. That woman would lock the doors immediately. You would hear ta 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 ta. Alejandra y Carolina, agáchate. We would like get under. But this woman was out here in the window being a chismosa. I'm like, Mom, so what about you? Mija, cállate, cállate. And you just see my sister and I on the floor. We're like, what the fuck?
Dude, her and Jocelyn must have been best
Girl,
friends.
she was just like that. I'm like, girl, she said, I'm covered by the Holy Ghost.
Now meeting like you're the mom, putting like all it's
It
hilarious.
makes sense. Yeah, but you know, because the scene in LA is very dangerous.
Yeah.
The house parties, super dangerous, y'all.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
very dangerous. So I feel like that's why my mom was very like that. Because all these cholitos out here, you know, 102th Street in Yukon and Inglewood, California, the Rolling 100s, you know, like the scene over there, it was wild. So
I feel like Mama Ali's like, this is not for my daughter.
Yeah, but that
Right.
woman was in the window. My sister and I, we
She's
were
in
on
the
floor.
window, not in the streets.
Right, that's true.
She was safe behind that
She,
glass.
right?
She
She was
was.
safe behind that deadbolt.
That's true. Girl, you just see her just like, cállate, cállate. And I'm like, girl, what about
Which
you?
is so funny. Dude, you do that now.
You do.
I am a chismosa.
Yeah.
Shout
So-
out to my mom.
She may have social anxiety, but she'll still
But she
watch
knows
from
the tea.
afar.
But girl,
Yes.
ain't nothing happening in Sky Canyon.
I mean, there is. Do you hear these little, people?
The cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cars. But I will say, like, there was this one time that even Alex was like, why the fuck are you happy? We went to his parents' house. They live in the east side. All of a sudden, I hear helicopters. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
I'm so
I was like,
done.
I'm home in South Central. And then Alex was like, why the fuck are you happy? Everyone was scared. Like, they were like, should we go inside? And I was just like,
I can see her
She
outside
said,
in the
"Look at
front
the
lawn.
helicopters."
She's probably like this.
I was like, LA misses me.
Dude,
These are signs.
No, and it's so funny. I'm like that too. Like I hate, like I
Yeah.
told Amelia, I hate dead silence, like to sleep or whatever.
I love
That's
it.
when you know you grew up in the hood.
Yep, that's when you know you've heard sirens, you heard car alarms like going off
Yeah.
random hours a night. Yeah, so that's why I was like, if it's too quiet, like when we moved up to
Yeah.
Sky Canyon for the first time, and it was so quiet, obviously up here,
It is.
dude. I was kind of like,
I love it.
girl, I like it now. I mean, I
Yeah.
appreciate it now. Also, like clearly, I've been with Emilio, so if something popped off, he's right there. But I'm like, no, I need a car going by hella
I need people
loud.
fighting in
yeah,
the
I need people.
streets.
I need to hear like a homeless person yelling. I need that.
Same.
Protection. I just need to know that there's people around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
But
get
yeah, the
that.
helicopters, I
Yeah.
get that.
Also, like, people don't say hi here. Like the neighbors.
Yeah, they don't.
And girl, I used to live, obviously, even though it was the hood, girl, you knew everybody,
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like here, like, there's sometimes where, like, neighbors are out and I'm just like, hi. And they're just like,
Dude, okay,
So
so
apparently neighbors are not your community, Las Vegas.
yeah.
a
And
gated
if-
community is not the community.
Right. It's not the community. Okay, first let's talk about that real quick. Because in Sky Canyon, there are a lot of gated communities. Obviously, you live in a gated community. Can we bring back like block parties? Like, can we bring back like being a neighbor? Instead, there's more people who are like invested in seeing what you have going on. Oh my gosh, how many cars do they have out
Tell me
there?
about it.
Should we report that? We should honey, I'm sorry, do you want to come over?
These
do you want a
Facebook
plate of
groups.
food?
Dude, I thought somebody was gonna report your birthday party.
Facts. Same.
I feel like they're
So
already
we
used
all
to
like
it.
came looking like cholas.
Yeah,
and
I
cholos.
feel
You know
like
what
they're
I
already
mean?
used to it. Because, yeah. I mean, they have to.
Yeah. But the
You know,
fact
the
that
vibe.
like you can't even count on your neighbor as your community, but you live next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get happy, like, I'm telling you, chismosa. Today in the morning, I was outside and then I saw like these like paisitas, like some like Mexicans that live. I call them like that. We call each other paisitas,
Yeah.
okay? Like, it's not offensive, y'all. They were like, because, you know, people.
Yeah.
So they live across the street and I saw them with their chairs and I was like, yes. Van a tener una pinche carne asada. That I felt so happy because, girl, it's dead silence here.
Yeah.
Dead silence.
Well, you like where you live. I remember when you first moved in,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
nothing
I
out
was
here.
scared.
Yeah.
It was also you had no like really no neighbors
No
like
neighbors.
down on this side.
I
But
think
dude-
they were still building the houses when you moved
They
in.
were.
right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because I think even the first time like we had kind of come over, I think this was still like dirt.
It was.
Yeah,
I
it
remember.
was.
Crazy.
Have parties in Sky Canyon. We
Facts.
should host parties in Sky Canyon. Block parties.
I don't like I don't like people.
Girl,
You
we
want
need to
these
start
random people to come and
First of
no.
all, we already know I've been meeting random people this whole week. So
Yeah, I'm fine. Stepping out of your comfort zone. What are some so we talked about going to events, we talked about going to fitness places, we talked about opening our own, right? What else do you think anybody could do? Any age group back like especially in Vegas, right?
yeah, true. I'm trying to think. Because at first I was gonna say, I mean, I guess it kind of goes on like the fitness thing, but I was like, yeah, like go on walks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just also, I mean, I feel like if you want to find community, you need to be a communable person. Does that
True.
make sense? Like you have to be open.
Yeah.
You can't you can't just be walking around just like looking at like angry and shit. You know what I mean? Like no one's
Yeah.
gonna want to talk to you. So I feel like, and we've talked about it, I feel like kind of going out, just being a positive person, just saying the good morning, saying like, hey, if somebody walks by and has like a cute dog or like, you know, you really
Yeah.
like their outfit, like complimenting people. being a personable person will help you find community.
Yeah.
True.
Don't
That's
fake
true.
it either. I mean, you know what I mean? Obviously be genuine, but like you have to be open to the fact that if you want a community, you need to be part of someone else's community back,
Yeah.
you know?
I
And
agree.
I'll even go like further into that because I do agree a lot of people don't say hi. And so like me being the more healed person that I am, like when I do see people, I smile at them, hi, how, like open the
Yeah.
door for someone, pick something up,
Yeah.
like that type of stuff. I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes like I would be scared to do stuff like that because I wouldn't want to be looked at as like weird. But now it's like I do it even more because I'm like, we need more
People like that.
happy people
Yeah.
who do say good morning to someone, acknowledge another
Yeah.
person in the room, like that whole thing. Because you can even like, obviously, again, we met at work. Like you're gonna meet people in your workplace that could end up being your community after you leave, after they leave, like whatever. So being that person that like smiles, acknowledges someone, like that could help them be more personable too.
Exactly.
Because they're like, oh, well, like, you know, I'm going to say hi to someone. Like, what is the whole pay it forward thing? Like, you know, people used to do in Starbucks and stuff. We're going to pay for the good morning
Yeah.
and the happy smile.
Also understanding that like as awkward as you might feel putting yourself out there, you know what I mean? Other people feel just as fucking awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Like a lot of people also want to be a personable person. They want to find a community, but they themselves have social anxiety. They themselves are like, am I going to be like looked at as being weird? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So kind of going back to just ripping off the Band-Aid. I mean, you know what I mean? If you want to become that kind of person, be that fucking person.
Yeah.
You know, the only person who's going to know that it's new to you is you.
Yeah.
True.
That's
know?
true.
That is true. What would be the piece of advice that you would give to somebody who is just becoming an adult, who's just like saying, hey, like I want to spread my wings? Like obviously like people that I grew up with, went to high school with, like we're no longer on the same journey. Like what advice would you give to them to kind of help them get on their journey?
I would say be yourself would be the biggest thing, because I feel like when you're in your 20s, especially like early 20s, it's about like seeking that validation,
Yes, agreed.
right? So I feel like like if I could tell like my 20-year-old self that, don't seek validation, be your fucking self, you know? Because I feel like I used to like change a lot for like certain people, and they're not even in my corner anymore,
Yeah.
just to like please them, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like definitely being yourself, don't care about what people got to say. And God, once again,
Yeah.
putting God like in the center of your life, because the 20s, yeah, they're not easy.
True.
Yeah. I genuinely feel like the Lord's going to bring in the people that you need,
Yeah.
but it's also very much what you put out there is what you're going to get back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
I agree.
So I fully agree. I think being yourself, which I know is like hard for a lot of people, you know what I mean? Because they don't really, if you don't know yourself, how can you be yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like being a little bit introspective, you know what I mean? Kind of like seeing where you fall on the check mark list of your, like your own
Yeah.
being, right? Like what you want to be. Because if you want to be someone who, what we define like successful is last time, let's say, right? To yourself. If you want to be like a successful person, if you want to be a community leader, you know what I mean? Something like that. If you want to be these kind of people, you also have to make sure that you understand what it takes to be that kind of person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you want to be, you know, Mr. or Mrs. Popularity, but you never leave like the house, let's say, or if you, you know, you're kind of always like shielded off or anything like that, how are you going to meet people? You know what I mean? Like, how do you
Yeah.
want to build that community, but you never put yourself out there,
Yeah.
right? So if you want to have a community and be surrounded by people, you have to be surrounded
Yeah.
by people,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, I feel like taking into account just kind of what you like, what you don't like about, you know, about where you are currently, where you want to be, you know what I mean? It kind of helps you map out a little bit, you know what I mean, what you want to turn into.
Yeah. I would definitely say on like putting what you guys both said together, don't be afraid to explore and yes, step outside of your comfort zone. I know that that's what a lot of people tell younger people is to step outside of your comfort zone to like find other people. But it is true. Like when you step outside of your comfort zone and you overcome like your social anxiety or you come over the like, I don't know if like I'm going to fit in type thing. I mean, that might not be your friends and your community right away, but if you continually put yourself in spaces where you are welcomed, that does help you, whether you realize it or not, feel more like yourself. And like do activities that you like doing. right?
Yeah.
So like if you don't know what you like, there is a whole bunch of stuff that you can do to like figure
Try it
it
out.
out. Yeah. Especially I think this generation, like you guys have like TikTok and you have Instagram and you know, there's so many different like versions of TikTok there is, like book talk and you know, makeup and like all of that stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a DIY one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
Of
sure.
course.
You know,
Yeah.
like you can find like stuff. And I think it's also don't be afraid to step away from what you grew up in, like your culture or like not so much your religion, but hey, if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. But like step outside of that because sometimes culture could be like reminding you to shrink
Yes.
instead of grow.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I don't think any of us got to where we're at if we didn't step outside of that and realize that maybe the way that we grew up like was not really helping us. It was more hurting us. And that led us to like discovering like more of ourselves and what we like and what we don't like. You know, it leads us to relationships, marriages, you know, like finding new coworkers that you end up creating a podcast with, that type of stuff. Yeah, and like my advice I would say is don't be afraid to be weird. Like
Yeah.
That's true.
Agreed.
like
Also, accepting everybody's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just you. Like, the quirks about you or like any of us individually, obviously our quirks work together.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you will also find people whose quirks work with yours.
Yeah.
You know? So
Like
don't try to
Disney-
hide them.
Like Disney, for example.
I was literally just, like Disney for me, like quoting like in movie quotes or like song quotes all the time. I'm a Harry Potter, Twilight person, you know, Lord of the Rings, like that type of thing.
Hunger
which I was-
Games.
yes, which I was really scared to like talk about when I was younger, but now I don't care.
That was me with Disney.
Yeah, like
100%.
I don't care. Like my best friend that I've known since high school, her and I have so many interests. It's like ridiculous. Like how her and I are so alike. But I think that's what kept us friends for such a long time, even though she is married with 4 children now. She's very busy because her kids are in sports and stuff too. But like, yeah, that's what kept us friends for such a long time because we had so many similar interests. And then we went on our Disney trips that her kids didn't know about. So that was, you know, the plus to our friendship. And her husband very much was like, bye, take my wife,
Period.
tell her like have fun. So yeah, like don't be afraid to kind of step into those like hobbies and interests too, because those are yeah, you'll end up meeting your people there, like all your Disney people.
Yeah.
And the people that are meant to be around you will be meant to be around you.
Yeah.
But just putting that out there. So almost like, I feel like for us, obviously we met at work, but
Yeah.
I mean, with the 3 of us, obviously we put effort into our friendship, but to be likable to each other, you know what I mean? To be kind of drawn to each other, we didn't really have to try hard.
We didn't.
I mean, we were
No.
kind of just, we were talking, we were honest. I mean,
We
you know,
vibed.
yeah, we just vibed.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think you put in the effort with friendships or the communities that you build, you put it in afterwards, you know what I mean? But I feel like the people that are supposed to be around you naturally will be drawn to you when you're living in your most authentic self.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But I think all 3 of us too, I will say, like we were all kind of at the same point where we're like, what do we want to do?
Yeah.
Like, where do we see ourselves in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever? We're different ages, obviously different backgrounds, but there's still like stuff that like kept us together and kept us like going. So even if you don't talk to your friends all the time,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that too. Although I do, let me just preference this by saying, I don't like people who also think that, oh, we don't have to talk like for like a year and like we'll still be friends. No,
Yeah, I don't know about a year. A year is a long time. I mean, you didn't need to talk to me every single day. You know what I mean?
No, but it's like I feel like if you genuinely care about the person, the friend, right? If you know it's a certain amount of time that you have not talked to them,
Yeah.
why don't reach
Even
out?
check-ins. Like, I
Yeah.
think you don't have to have like a full-blown run back your life story from the last a month or so. You know what I mean? But just like, hey, are you good? Like, we haven't talked in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to make sure you're straight.
Yeah,
That's fine. Like, I feel like I'm that kind of person. Like, I just
Same.
check in on me every once in a while.
yeah.
We've talked about it with is it Tasha Smith and Taraji P. Henson?
Yes.
It's like literally Taraji P. Henson was saying that I think she was like on set filming something, and the actress like, you know, calls her on the phone. They're really good friends. And she's just like, you know, hello. And she's just like, hi. She's like, no, I'm going over there. Completely hops on a plane, goes to where she is just because her hello sounded wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Just because of that. And I mean, you wouldn't know that if you didn't check in on people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that shows how close your relationship is when you can tell if they don't outwardly say it, something's off.
Yeah.
Energy's off, vibes off. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like, I don't think you need to talk every day with your friends, but check in with your friends.
Yeah,
Don't like
for
leave them
sure.
high and dry. Like there's so much that can happen in the span of a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
Especially
you'd miss out on.
Yeah, especially with like mental health like on the rise, because I think everybody is experiencing differently in like different states and stuff, like, but we're all still on the same page with trying to figure out how to survive and how to
Yes.
live and how to
Agreed.
thrive and like how to be better and stuff. So with mental health on the rise, definitely check in on your friends and make sure like they're good, they're safe, like that whole thing. Pray for them.
Yes.
If I don't talk to you every day, I still pray for you every night, because I mean, we
The
all
three
need
of us
that right
did
now.
that too. The check-ins, like when
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
when we weren't like living
Yeah.
together, you know what I mean? When we were still living kind of different like sides of Vegas.
Yeah.
We did that because
did
I mean
that.
we weren't working together anymore. You know what I mean? We couldn't obviously a drive here in Vegas, but we didn't see each other all the time either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember we would like text like once like a week, once every 2 weeks, just to be like, hey, just want to check in.
Yeah, I cannot stress enough, especially because a reminder, it is Suicide Awareness Month next month.
Yes, next month.
So please check on your friends.
Yeah.
Even like the most happiest, and you're like, yeah, they have everything together. They have the job, they have this, they have that. Check in on your friends and family
Yeah.
because it's
Agreed.
tough out there, y'all.
Yeah, it did make a huge difference when I did have people checking in on me, like when I was going through a lot of stuff, even if it was just like, hey, like, just let's talk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like a like full on therapy thing, even though it did end up being that way, Giselle.
Thank you.
It still was nice to just to have that. But yeah, I think that more people need to have that awareness when it comes to finding your community and your friends, that there still needs to be like those check-ins in on each other.
Definitely.
And making sure everybody's okay. And I think what's great about some communities and a lot of like event people like creating like a whole community, right, is that you do have those people external to what your normal ones are,
Yes.
that are like an additional to check up on you, right? So it becomes like a bigger thing. And again, I think at this point, all of us kind of need that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks guys for listening.
Thanks.
This one.
This one went by quick. Like I
And
feel
for
like
the
we were like,
support, I do want to say real fucking quick to all of y'all that are peeping and supporting
yes,
and liking. We love y'all.
yes,
Thank you guys.
share us, repost
Yes.
us, comment, all of that.
Participate.
And for all the haters out there, I'll address them.
We're
For all
watching.
the haters out there, we got something coming for you real soon.
Family too, because there's a lot of family that love to peep, but they don't like. Y'all,
Facts.
liking is free, and y'all don't know how hard it is to have a podcast.
Commenting is
Facts.
free.
So,
Sharing, reposting.
subscribing.
all
honey,
of
we're
that's
putting our
free.
blood, sweat, and tears on this motherfucking bitch. So y'all better
Literally.
like, repost. It's free. Just like.
Yeah.
Because, girl, I already know them by memory. The people that peep on our stories, honey, we have a special gift for you. Something very special.
Stay tuned for that. You'll be seeing more of it in the
I'm
next
like-
couple weeks. We're really excited for that.
I'm
Yeah.
like, boohoo.
Anybody who needs friends, whether you love God, you love coffee, you love working out, you love
Disney.
Disney, reach out to us. We'd love to hang out.
Yeah.
Obviously, creating the podcast, a goal of ours was to create a community of women that support and uplift one each other in a more positive way, not in a fake way.
Yes.
For all the fake people out there and
We
all
got
the
something for
haters.
y'all.
Apparently, we're also addressing them hardcore this episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We see you. You can continue to keep watching and listening to our stuff. You're just adding more
Thank you
views
for
to
the
us.
views.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Thank you
Just
for the
saying.
views.
So you can continue to keep hating all you want. We appreciate the fact that you clicked on it.
Thank you.
Catch
Send a kiss,
us,
y'all. We love y'all.
next week on our next
Yes.
episode. Stay tuned to our continued surprises of what our launch is going to be. And we're excited.
Yes.
Have a good week, guys.
Send us off, Hopi Marie.
Okay, girl.
We'll see you guys next time.
It's so low. Wait, why isn't it playing? There it
There,
goes.
testicular difficulties.
Hey. That's a daily occurrence, I think, now.
Right.
Oh,
Drop.
We're just like,
hey.
hey.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like you had to clap.
We got a vibe.
Hey.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.